And
So I understand how how his actions. I did message him that day, and we have documentation and everything. He stomped on me on my pregnant stomach. I started gushing out blood.
If I could take it back, I would. I let my emotions cloud my better judgment. I'm not a violent person. I don't like putting my hands on people, but at the moment, I did fear for my child's life. So, I mean, I do apologize. It did happen, and I can't take that back.
All right, and the court will note for the record that in the PSI report, the Miss Priscilla Rodriguez has been assaulted by Raul Guerrero in the past, and that is the person that the defendant has assaulted. This is what the court is going to do. Mr. Landry, you have a choice. I can give you deferred adjudication, or I can give you regular probation. If I place you on regular probation, you will be on probation for a 6-year period with the underlying of 6 years. If you were at any time revoked, the court will be able to sentence you up to 6 years in prison. I can give you deferred adjudication. If I were to give you deferred adjudication, if you were ever revoked, the court could sentence you up to 20 years in the prison. You know yourself better than I do. Are you able to successfully complete deferred adjudication or no?
Yes, I am.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication.
Well, you said 8 years?
8 years.
Yes, ma'am.
The BIPP course, parenting classes, no contact, and the court will note for the record that Ms. Priscilla Rodriguez wants contact, but I'm saying there's to be no contact with Raul Guerrero or Priscilla Rodriguez.
Why am I not allowed to have contact with her? I didn't put my hands on her.
Your Honor, if I may, she is present in the courtroom, and I was going to call as a witness to tell the court that basically, you know, as she stated to probation, she wanted all charges dropped against her, and she wanted the judge to know that, you know.
Oh, she can come up and tell me that, but
Okay.
I'm aware of what he's charged with, but she can come forward if she wants to say that.
Yes, at this point, I would like to call Ms. Priscilla Rodriguez, please.
All right, Mr. Priscilla Rodriguez.
Miss, can you please state your name and how long you have known my client, Mr. Landry?
Priscilla Rodriguez, and I believe we're going on about 2 years already. I would like contact because he did nothing wrong to me. From the day I met him, he's been just the nicest person I've ever met. And so I understand how how his actions. I did message him that day, the Raul Guerrero, and it's stated with the police, and we have documentation and everything. He stomped on me on my pregnant stomach. I started gushing out blood, and so I texted Kendrick, like, you know, I think I'm losing the baby. I left to the store to go get, you know, all the stuff I needed, the pads, and, you know, to try to help stop it. And within that time, he went to go check on me. And I do not lock my door all the time when I know, like, sometimes during the day, if I invite him over, because sometimes I'm cooking, sometimes I'm changing diapers and stuff. So I usually tell him just to walk in. So that's kind of what happened. And he knows the history of me and Raul. And we do have so much history, and it's documented with the police, restraining orders, everything. And the cops basically told me I had to forcibly move out of my apartment that day, and I did not have a say in anything. They said state was taking over.
At this point, what is your current relationship status as to Mr. Landry?
With who?
With Mr. Landry, who are you in a relationship with?
Yes, Mr. Landry.
Okay, and do you live together?
No.
Okay, do you plan on living together in the near future?
See how that goes so far.
Okay, but in other words, court to allow visit, but no, without any kind of violence.
Yes, that'll be perfectly fine, because we do have a child together now, and, you know, I don't think it's right for him to be taken away from him. and not to see him or me and stuff like that when I see he kind of jumped and protected a little bit.
For the record, the court is going to note that in the PSI report, the official version, it says that the witness who just testified, Ms. Rodriguez, asked the defendant not to come to her home. So the court is going to do a no contact order with Raul Guerrera, Priscilla Rodriguez, parenting classes, the BIPP course, 8 years deferred adjudication. Mr. Landry, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I should come out clean.
Regular UAs, 100 hours community service restitution, or he can pay $7.25 per hour to the San Antonio Food Bank. Mr. Landry, once you have completed some parenting classes and some of the classes of BIP, the court will always reconsider your request to have contact. But for now, there will be no contact. All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Landry, I know you're probably upset right now because you thought, hey, why can't I have contact with her? I have a child with her. The reason why you can't at this particular time is because you have anger issues.
I do.
Right. And so we're going to solve that because you know what? Your child does not need to see you being angry with the child's mother, does not need you to be angry with other people who she may have in her life. This is the way things work. Sometimes people want to play house. They don't understand the consequences of it. So let me explain something to you. The witness testified that you all, maybe you'll get back in a romantic relationship, maybe not. But for now, it's not a romantic relationship. So this is where you are. If she decides she wants to be with someone else, then you cannot interfere in that. Just like if you decide you want to be with someone else, she shouldn't be interfering in that. The main goal should be raising the child that you have and raising that child to know that everyone deserves to be respected and feel safe in their home. Do you understand? No employment as a home healthcare provider or supervising any minors. And that will be all. Are you saying Kendrick Jamal Landry, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 0147 for the offense of burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault on June 23rd, 2021 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Dave?
Violation condition number 22, on or about the 21st day of October 2021, Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Kendrick Jamal Landry, did then and there contact or attempt to contact Priscilla Rodriguez by telephone, mail, or in person in violation of condition number 22.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
The state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
None, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Landry, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 22, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation condition 22?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition 22 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement is to deny the state's motion and alternate conditions to include the MRT moral recognition therapy, and as well as enroll in the BIP and parenting courses within 7 days of release from the Bexar County Jail.
All right, the court will deny the motion, alternate main conditions to include the MRT. You're to enroll in the BIPP course and parenting classes within 7 days of release. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Landry, I want you to understand something. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state was silent on your application. So I gave you probation. I don't know what you don't understand about no contact. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why are you contacting or attempting to contact?
What happened was I was at a friend's house and I guess we're mutual friends with this friend and we were having a party. I didn't know she was going to show up. And when she did show up, instead of me just leaving right away, I didn't. I stayed a little too long, longer than I should have, and it ended up being an altercation.
All right, here's the thing, Mr. Landry.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that you do from here on out, you need to ask yourself whether or not it could result in you going to prison for 20 years. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And so after probation gives you your new conditions, all the other conditions will remain, but you need to enroll in BIP and parenting classes within 7 days of your release. If you do not, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke is going to be sent to my desk, and it may or may not be signed. And if it is signed, you're going to end up back at the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll close the record. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 0147, State of Texas versus Kendrick Jamal Landry. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
State.
Defense.
Deborah Stanton for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Landry?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Kendrick Jamal Landry who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 0147 for the offense of burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault on June 23rd, 2021 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, in violation of condition number 1, on or about the 8th day of June, 2023, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Kendrick Landry committed the offense of assault in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we'll waive and abandon the remaining.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and what is the agreement?
Your Honor, it is to enter an adjudication of guilt and sentence him to 4 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. We will take into consideration the new assault, which would be an assault second, which is night mag 715-978.
That's our agreement. Your Honor.
All right, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kendrick Jamal Landry.
All right, why were you unsuccessful on probation?
I wasn't ready for it, to be honest.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. Sometimes people will come before me and they say just whatever, but I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to follow your agreement. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Let's see here. There's to be no contact with Raul Guerrero and Priscilla Rodriguez. All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to make changes in your life. How old are you?
25.
All right, if you continue the way you're going, you're going to look up, so many years will have passed you by, because honestly, time is moving very quickly. It's almost Christmas time again. You're going to have wasted a lot of your time in and out of prison and in and out of jail. So use this time wisely to sit and think about how you're going to do things differently. And when you get out, remember the time you spent in orange or whatever uniform they put you in at the prison, and know that you don't want to do that again. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If there's an anger issue you have or some other issue, there are plenty of free places that will take you, mentor you, and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.
Honestly, I think I just need to leave my wife.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, honestly, I think I just need to leave my wife.
They need to break up.
Oh, yeah. Well, call it a day. How long have you known her?
4 years.
4 years? And you're in your 20s? So you've known her less time than you've been alive. It's not like you're breaking up with your mom. Call it a day. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.